Hey, how's it going, YouTube friends? It's me, your one furry boy. Never! And not feeling that too great this week. My voice feels a little rough. So if I'm a little off, bear with me, okay? And yes, you are watching The Never Show, the only show with lemon-scented limes that are now festive for the holiday season, and the only show with a supernatural, super awesome third eye. Because I saw it in a movie once. Oh, my jokes are terrible. And I want to thank you all for being my YouTube friends. I know I say this every week, and I truly do mean it. Thank you for being there for me. Knowing that people are watching this really does make me happy. Your comments have been great as of late, but not here on YouTube. I wish that you could comment here on YouTube if you would. So it looks like somebody's actually watching the videos. Please. I also want to thank you for clicking that subscribe button and that little bell icon because it's part of the YouTube experience and adding me to your YouTube experience. Aww. Need I say more? This week, no shout outs. Nothing's really going on that I really want to talk about. I feel like I should be saying things here and shouting out you, the viewer, maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think should happen here. And without any more digression from me, because you didn't come here to listen to me talk about my personal stuff. You came here for a movie review. And today's movie is Terminator Dark Fate. It is a rated R movie. It is 2 hours and 8 minutes of action, adventure, and sci-fi, which, okay, I'll buy that. And our director is Tim Miller. He did Deadpool, which this just seems like a far departure from the whole Deadpool thing for him. They bring in James Cameron to do the story, but they also bring in a bunch of other people. Charles H. Gee, Josh Friedman, David S. Goyer, Justin Rhodes, and Billy Ray for some reason. Based on the characters of James Cameron, which he originally did the original series. So, yeah. And Gale and Hurd. Our cast was Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mackenzie Davis, and Natalia Reyes. Gabriel Luna is the new Terminator in this movie. And I like what they did here. Now, people are complaining about this. And I'll get into that and when I get to my thoughts on the film.
Our production companies were Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Fox, Skydance Media, Transcendent Pictures, Lightstorm Entertainment, TSG Entertainment. Our distributor here in the good old United States of America.
God bless America. Land that I love was Paramount Pictures.
Special effects were done by Blur Studios, Capital T, Digital Domain, Industrial Light and Magic, which is part of the Trinity. Legacy Effects, Minimal Studios, Method Studios, Proof, Scanline VFX, Stereo D, Universal Production Partners, UPP, and Weta Digital, which is part of the Trinity. So you got two of the Trinity here.
And I don't know what went wrong. So let's get into what I thought on this film and my thoughts on this movie. I'm going to try to do this without big spoilers. But there's two things that come off the bat that are kind of spoilery, but I'm going to make you think. One, at the end of Genesis, which I called Neo-Genesis, because it restarted the whole timeline for the Terminator franchise. Skynet is now dead, or at least is destroyed, where it doesn't come back. Where I believe Reyes was alive at the end of that movie. Where is Reyes, and what have you done with him, James Cameron? What happened here? they throw back to these things that happened in the second film with Linda Hamilton. If those things... I hate time travel in movies. This screws up everything because they play to the nostalgia of the past, the first two movies, and they forget that they did other stuff in previous movies, which changes everything. And Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, probably didn't end up in a loony bin in this one. You know what I'm saying? And they play to that. And it doesn't make sense. I felt like Genesis was the end of the franchise. I felt like we were good. We were in a good place. And they throw us this. And, as someone who follows movies, what are they expecting us? Not to go back and check over what happened in the previous movies? I feel like somebody here did some script revisions and James Cameron was like, okay, I'm going to sign off on that because I'm happy, as a writer, and, all these other people, they seem to know what they're doing. So I'm good with it. They bring in a director who has a big feather in his cap from Deadpool. And I just feel like it felt cheesy and it felt very Marvel-esque. The danger is there, the damage is real, but we kind of make it glossy and safe for all you little children out there. Nobody really
demonetize
in these movies. It's just all fake. It's not what I remember from the first two movies, and especially the third. I feel like they relied on the CG too much, and they follow the same formulaic thing. Someone from the future is sent back to the past to
demonetize
someone. And, we know this story. We've seen it, let's see, 3, 4. We're going to say 4 times now because my math is bad and I know math's so good, And I wanted more from this, and they bring back really great characters, Sarah Connor and Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator. He goes by the name Carl now. It's frustrating. It's a good movie. The action's there. It's all there. It's just the writing is terrible and the story is gross. And we've lost main characters. And we throw back to things that might not have happened in this timeline. Don't you hate time travel in movies? They never do it right. And they never quite get it right. Except for Back to the Future. I have to admit that Back to the Future's timeline was very spot on. It's a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, which means it's a decent film, but it's not great. It's 70% on Rotten Tomatoes with an 84% audience score. So it's basically a 50-50 toss on this. If you're going to like it, if you're going to hate it. It's right there. I do want to see what CinemaSins thinks just because I feel like I'm frustrated by this film. I think we're going to need one of those flowcharts from, some really hardcore fan who's going to describe the events and how they follow and how we get to this place. Because it's very frustrating. Because I feel like they throw out a bunch of movies and they kind of just forget what happens here. If you know what I mean. For me, for you guys that want the inside the box score, here it is. TV watch. I feel like it's going to be on TV and I'm probably going to watch it. Is it going to be like a full, functional watch? No, I think it's going to be one of those movies that ends up being, background fodder when I'm, I don't want to sit in the quiet. You know what I mean? DVD buy. I have the other Terminator movies. Would this be part of that? That is the question. I definitely want a director's cut. Extra stuff is always going to be something that I'm going to want when a movie that has big questionable plot holes in it comes right at you with the 18-wheeler out of the tunnel. So, yeah. One and done for a theater. I think if you're going to go see this, go see it. You'll probably enjoy it. It's not unwatchable, but it's not great either. You know, nostalgia is good, but you can't just use nostalgia to carry us through a 2-hour and 8-minute movie, if you know what I mean. And Hollywood has to learn that. And I hope somebody out there is listening to this. And that's my thoughts on this. So if you like what you've seen here, make sure you click that like button. More likes means this video gets shared elsewhere, which means more YouTube friends like you. And that's more than one furry boy can ask for. Remember, all comments are 100% guaranteed response. You know I have to ask. I have an Amazon. I have a Patreon. It is not without your support that keeps this channel afloat. You do not realize how little I have to do so much. Thank you for your support so far, and thank you for supporting my American dream. And with all that said, for a final time, because it's a bit of a running joke on my channel, if you like what you see in here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little bell icon.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
And I will see you all in the next movie review. Bye.